What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Be sure to like the video and please subscribe below. All right, guys, we got to talk about Joe Biden recently coming out and saying that raising the debt ceiling is non-negotiable. But luckily, due to the Republican-led House, Joe Biden has to negotiate because the House are not going to vote to raise it. Okay, now this is ridiculous on so many levels. First off, the concessions will have to be made. Okay, on the Democrat side, they're going to have to cut their, sweet little baby welfare, and on the Republican side, they're going to have to cut the aid from the military. Okay, now both of these cuts is not going to make a drastic difference, but I think that we should definitely balance our spending fiscally, if not spend less of what's coming in. A lot of people say we should spend what's coming in, but relatively, let's balance it or spend less of what's coming in. Because we see that with Joe Biden, he's going to we just sent another $1 trillion to Ukraine. The Democrats are going to continue to spend. Ukraine are never going to pay us back. But largely the Democrats, especially going into 2024, hypothetically, if Joe Biden wins, this whole situation, they're going to try to raise it again and raise it again. So I think that now we should definitely move to balance this said budget fiscally to make us strong. I mean, look at what Europe and all, like Switzerland, while these places do have, big governments, they do relatively good when it comes to how they move economically. Now, I want to talk about this clip. John Kennedy. I like this guy. By the way, he's a senator from the Bayou, Louisiana. John Kennedy, he's up in age, but people make a lot of jokes about Joe Biden. Joe Biden can't walk, can't talk, you can't speak. John Kennedy is sharp and witty, and he's up in age. While I do support term limits, there's just two different types of old people. So you have to understand where people are coming from when they joke and meme about Joe Biden. But John Kennedy was on Fox, and when asked about another thing Joe Biden said, Republicans want to cut Medicaid, Social Security, and all of that. John Kennedy said George Santos couldn't have even made up a better lie than what Joe Biden just said. Check it out.
I'm sorry, if I may, just quickly, one of the things that he's talking about there is a suggestion that Republicans want to pull back on Social Security or Medicare or Medicaid. You can see the backlash that's coming out against any suggestion when you talk about the debt, $13 trillion in United States debt, any suggestion that we should cut some spending somewhere along the line. Quick thought on that, if you could, sir.
Well, that's President Biden says, my party, I want to gut Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid. And that's just not true. Not even George Santos would make up a whopper like that. and the president knows that. He just believes that he believes that the federal government is what made this country great. I don't. I think ordinary people doing extraordinary things did. But he thinks that we ought to send all of our freedom and all of our money to Washington and let him make the decision. And so he's happy to keep spending.
Yeah, so you guys saw that. John Kennedy said that George Santos couldn't have even made up a better lie than what Joe Biden said. And again, Joe Biden, I thought this was the candidate that ran on unity, saving the soul of America, this and that. So was your campaign, was the platform you ran on, foundation, was that a lie? There's a lot of things to talk about, but George Santos, I've yet to talk about this guy on my channel because quite frankly, I don't think nobody really cares about this guy. Because when he won, while it was a Republican seat, he may do less than okay, but when his next term comes up, he's over. Okay, he didn't run on a like America First platform. In his district, this is a white liberal district, so they kind of get what they deserve. I guarantee they don't know policy where he stands. They just know that he's a minority. He says he's gay. He did this and did that allegedly. Lied on his resume. So no, this district gets what they got because you're voting for in wokeism points. It led you to George Santos. So again, man, this whole situation about him lying, I can make this video 30 minutes if I really can go through and name the people in Congress that have lied in the past. Okay, George Santos. But I love the memes online. George Santos fought in the Civil War. George Santos did this and that. Hilarious. Let me just move on because I don't want to make this a George Santos video. But John Kennedy also spoke about how Joe Biden and the Democrats love government reliance. Okay, I think that's very strong of a message that needs to be said over and over again. Their policies, the Democrat policies suck. So what they have to do is make you reliant on the government. They have to keep you protesting, quote, protesting. These people are violently protesting, popping fireworks and things like that when it comes to certain incidents in your state. But the Democrats want you mad. They want you to keep voting blue. Because again, it's all about power on that side of the aisle. They want to raise the debt ceiling so they can just keep spending money on more voters. They pay for voters, allegedly. So again, man, the government was built off the backs of people. The government is broke. Okay, these buildings, the Capitol, all these DC buildings, it really belongs to the people. The government, again, is broke. Joe Biden, all the money that he's making, he didn't make none of that money. The government is broke. And John Kennedy just said it. Joe Biden knows what he's saying is stupid. He knows what he's saying is allegedly lies. Because, I mean, you 70, 80 years old. You have to know better than this, right, Joe? Again, man, I don't know, Joe. Like, are you corrupt? Maybe that's the case. I would argue that, but that's not the topic of this video. This whole situation around the debt ceiling, I think we should balance things out or spend less of what's coming in and to find ways to cut down on these government agencies, because what are they doing? What are they doing? They're not doing nothing. They're not doing nothing that without them, the state can conduct on their own. Or states can conduct on their own. Hit that like button. I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts on John Kennedy and what is going on in DC with the debt ceiling being raised. Hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel with CJ. I'll see y'all in the next one.